Hey guys, what's up? It's Dan again from CryptoCamacho.com, where each day I bring you the latest tips, tricks, and best ways to make money in cryptocurrency today. Today, guys, I want to focus on an ICO review that I think has tremendous potential. It was rated as the ICO of the week among hundreds of ICOs, and I think it has a lot of potential moving into 2018, into 2019, and I want to review the platform with you today because it's a problem that has been... people have been trying to solve this problem for a very, very long time, ever since the internet took hold, ever since, the 90s, the 2000s, when data and privacy and security became a very, very big issue. People have been trying to solve this problem for a very, very long time, several decades, and they haven't been able to do so. But I think this ICO and this platform that's being built out has the potential to actually solve this age-old problem that we've been seeing in the last few decades here. So let's jump right into it. What am I talking about, guys? I'm talking about Nuggets.Life. So Nuggets, the platform, is trying to take back control of your data. Take control of your own data, and they're trying to put all of your personal identification information on the blockchain, make it private, make it secure, remove the need for passwords ever again, and store your data on the blockchain and allow you to utilize that data and enable others to use that data as you give permission to them to use that data. So let's dig into the platform and let's dig into exactly what Nuggets is trying to achieve, all right? So this is the website, Nuggets.Life. You could go to it, you could go check it out. They are running a token sale, which I will get into in just a moment, but I want to talk about the platform itself for just a moment, right? So they're claiming that they're trying to enable end users like you and me to take back control of our own data, right? Payment and ID without sharing personal data, right? So they're going to anonymize your personal data on the blockchain and allow you and enable you to decide who can access that data, whether that's a service provider, whether that's a government entity, whether it's a legal entity, whether it's an insurance company, whatever it may be. It could even be a website, right? Trying to log on to a website. Typically, we have to put in our email address. We have to put in our password. They're trying to get rid of passwords and get rid of all of this stuff by putting your personal data in the cloud. And so let's jump right into it and see how this is actually going to work. All right, so if we scroll down, the platform that they're developing is actually coming along very nice. The website is very, very nice. The design has been phenomenal, so I think that's great. It shows that the leadership team definitely has a good hold on how to market a company, how to build out a company and a platform with a very solid UI and user experience. But let's go through some of the features of Nugget to explain exactly what they're trying to do, right? So they're trying to set up this system where you can, put your personal data onto their platform, onto the blockchain that they're going to be creating, and then to access that data and share that data or enable others to access that data with your permission, right? They're going to allow biometric identification, right? So you're not going to need to save passwords or log in with passwords. You're going to be able to literally use your thumbprint or other biometric information, biometric data to access and to authorize the use of your personal data, right? They're going to protect your ID, and not even Nuggets, the platform themselves, is going to be able to see your ID, be able to see your personal credentials. It's going to be anonymized in the blockchain. So only you and only you will be able to access that data or give permission to somebody else to access or verify that data, right? Verify in moments because blockchain is distributed all over the world. You don't need to wait because of latency, between servers or locations and things like that. It will be instant, right? Because it's distributed across the world on the blockchain on many, many, many computers, right? So this is another profound impact of blockchain and blockchain technology is to enable apps like this to function across a very, very large network of people that are distributed across the world, right? So control your data, keep it to yourself. I've already said that. Pay securely without storing or sharing your data, so you can pay with this biometric feature, right? To basically confirm that you are who you say you are and that you have the funds or the payment information that's needed to make a purchase, right? Trust network, only trusted people and businesses, so you'll be able to enable and allow others to access the data as you see fit, right? Recommend you watch this video. I think it's a very, very good video about the platform. They're already being endorsed by many, many players in the market, by Forbes, by TechCrunch, by JD.com, which is the internet's third largest internet business overall. I mean, so think of Amazon, Facebook, Google. JD.com is the third largest internet business in the world, right? So they're endorsing NuggetsLife, the platform itself, right? So stop worrying about your private data. Stop fearing the next big data breach, right? And this is a pretty important point here, right? How many services hold your payment details, identity data, and passwords? Usually it's 100 plus, and if just one is breached, they're all vulnerable. With Nuggets, they're going to enable one secure account for everything: login, payment, ID verification, and they'll never share or store your data with anybody, not even Nuggets. So the platform will not be able to be hacked, and if it is hacked, everything is anonymized on the platform itself, so the data is virtually trackable, untraceable, unpenetrable, if you will. It's not penetrable, right? And I think this resonates very, very well with me on the left side here, right? I have so many accounts, like email accounts, Amazon or e-commerce accounts, you name it. I mean, there's accounts across the board that I hold online that do include my name, my personal identification, my passwords, maybe phone numbers, address, things like that. They're all spread out across the internet, right? And this is a very, very true point. If one is breached, if my Gmail is breached, or if my bank account is breached with the password in my identification, they all are technically breached if I'm using the same login information for all of the apps and services that I'm using, right? So I think this is very, very important. They're trying to consolidate this down into a single point of control, so an end user will not need to worry about passwords and account information spread across all these different apps across the internet, all these different services across the internet. They're going to centralize it into one single place to simplify it, to make it more efficient, and so forth. So this has been a problem, like I said, that's been, that businesses have been trying to solve for a very, very long time, and they haven't been able to, because it's been very, very difficult to centralize data in a single place and at the same time make it secure, right? And make it, unhackable. With blockchain, that is now a reality, because blockchain, as far as we know, cannot be hacked directly. So I think this is a very, very crucial kind of turning point or pivot point for the market to be able to embrace something like Nuggets. So I think it's actually very good in terms of timing and positioning to go to market with something like this, right? That we've seen others try before, but they failed. I think Nuggets has a very, very good shot at succeeding because they're embracing blockchain, right? So we've already kind of gone through some of this. No more passwords. Pay with peace of mind through your biometric data. Verify that it's you through your biometric data. You control your data. Nobody else controls your data. It's the ultimate in online security because it's unhackable. Blockchain cannot be hacked and will not be hacked. So it essentially creates this big, big trust network on both sides through businesses and consumers. And I think that's really the value proposition here. So let's jump in a little bit deeper. For customers, you and me, people like you and me, will be able to take back our data. And let's just explain it a little bit thoroughly, right? A little bit more thoroughly. So the customer benefits specifically with Nuggets is an e-commerce payments and identification platform, right? So they're going to enable you to make purchases across any e-commerce website, and they're going to integrate with many, many different e-commerce platforms to enable this feature on the e-commerce platforms that you're already using. Again, very smart, and why they have partnered with JD.com, and I'll get into that more in just a second here. So it stores personal and payment data securely in the blockchain, so you never have to share it with anyone, not even Nuggets. That means that no more data breaches because companies don't have the store of your data. They don't have your data, right? They're just accessing an anonymized form of your data to validate that it's you and to validate the payment information is there, right? So that's pretty cool. So you can use services and make payments without worrying about your privacy and security, right? And then it goes through a bunch of different points of why this is important. Some of these I've already gone through. Single sign-on with all biometric data, verify your ID, true internet of value. So the more you use Nuggets, the more Nuggets tokens you earn to pay for products and services. So when you use Nuggets, you actually also earn Nuggets and can make payments for different products and services using the Nuggets token, right? And so that's really kind of how that's going to work. No more passwords. Say goodbye to all your passwords that you have stored in a spreadsheet or in your email or printed out. You will not need to deal with that anymore because you can literally just simply use a thumbprint to verify it is you. And I think that's coming, guys. That's already here, but it's never been integrated with blockchain, which makes it highly secure. So I think that's very important as well, right? And so that's really it for consumers, right? So let's go into the business side of things. On the business side, I think there's a lot of advantages and potential here. The end of vast, vulnerable customer databases minimizes regulatory and reputational risk. It also hugely reduces losses of fraud, false positives, and fraudulent chargebacks, and increases revenue, all with privacy and security of blockchain. So if you know anything about business, about Fortune 500 companies, they have to deal with privacy and data breaches and database security all the time. I mean, they have to deal with this stuff all the time. They have to deal with GDPR GDPR, which is a compliance regulation in many, many different countries to prove that customers have or have not opted into something, to prove that customers are saying who they are, saying they are. They have to deal with this all the time, and it costs businesses millions upon millions of dollars to do these things. And with Nuggets and with the platform like Nuggets, they're going to be able to reduce the overhead from these businesses that have to deal with these compliance and regulatory issues, right? And many, if not every single business has to deal with these type of things. So the market size here is enormous, right? And reducing fraud is obviously very important. I mean, we've heard of a lot of data breaches and hacking going on at different companies, right? Target has been hacked, Amazon has been hacked, Airbnb has been hacked, Chase Bank has been hacked, Bank of America has been hacked. I mean, you name it. The list goes on and on. Visa has been hacked. The list goes on and on and on and on. And with blockchain, as far as we know, it can't be hacked. And so I think this is a very, very good way to make a stronger security when it comes to personal identification and personal information, right? Okay, so they're saying they're going to reduce fraud by, fraud was 16 billion in 2016, and they're going to help reduce that number with their system. Reduce false positives. 118 billion in 2015 was lost or passed up in the use of through false positives. Reduce fraudulent chargebacks. These make up of 42% of retail fraud losses, so people definitely charge back. It's an area of fraud. I didn't know it was 42%, but that's pretty high. And all, you can go through all of these yourself, but there's a lot of benefits why NuggetsLife is building out this platform and how the market size is there and how the market is actually ready to consume something like this, right? So let's jump into the token sale really quickly. Actually, before I jump into the token sale, let's jump into the token sale right now. Okay, so let's jump into the token sale, right? So here's the token sale. It's nuggets.tokenhub.com, and this is their token sale. If you join the pre-sale now, you get 20% off, so you get 20% more, with your money. Your money will go 20% farther. You can check it out here. Here's the vision. We have all been handling control of our sensitive private data to countless online services. The data is vulnerable to breaches, hacks, and abuse, and billions of records have been exposed or stolen in recent years. So they're looking to solve that problem. Again, we've gone through a lot of this, so I'm not going to go through all of this again with you guys, but you can look through all the benefits and all the reasons why they're creating this platform. And again, here's the white paper. Let's jump into the white paper really quickly. But first, the team. Alistair Johnson is the founder and CEO, and Seema Johnson is the co-founder and COO. Check out their LinkedIn profiles. They have a lot of experience as entrepreneurs, as innovators in the data space. They've worked with definitely, big companies, Fortune 500 companies, Microsoft, Skype, Xbox, Disney, TED, you name it. They've been around the block for quite some time. They have a company that's established. This platform is being established, and so I think it's a very, very important point here. But if you want to participate in the pre-sale, definitely go ahead and sign up for your email address here. You can join the pre-sale list right here by signing up, and they will keep you informed when you can actually start buying tokens through the ICO sale. Let's jump into the white paper very, very briefly. We got a 32-page white paper, very nicely designed, very well laid out, and I think that's important as well. It shows professionalism. It shows the seriousness of the company and of the business proposal and vision that they're going after. It really shows that they're thinking that through. They're spending money to actually make it polished and so forth. So I think that's also another really good sign. You can go through this white paper. It talks a lot about the things I've already discussed. And it even breaks it down, for consumers, for businesses, the platform itself, how it's platform agnostic, and how they have a best-in-class team, all right? So now, let's jump into the FAQs, because I think there's some nuggets here pun intended, right? There's some nuggets here that are very, very valuable. So how does Nuggets work? Nuggets is an e-commerce payments and identification platform. It stores your personal and private data and payment data securely in the blockchain, so you never have to share it with anyone, not even Nuggets. With Nuggets, you create a secure personal cloud of data, right? So all your personal data would be there in a zero-knowledge blockchain storage, so completely anonymized, unhackable, and so forth. Not even Nuggets can access your data. You decide if and when you want to share it, and do so on your own terms. Nuggets gives power back to the people, so back to the end user, by enabling self-sovereign identity at a mass or on a massive scale, right? A lot of companies have tried to do this before, but they've used centralized technology to do it, which we all know is susceptible to hacking and security breaches. So I think this is taking it to the next level, and the technology is ripe. This industry is ripe for disruption because of the technology. And again, the internet is going to be built, guys. The internet is going to be rebuilt and gutted and rebuilt from the inside out, and this is another another example of how that's actually going to happen, right? What is Nuggets, the token, actually used for? You get Nuggets tokens when you sign up, refer, log in, pay, and verify with Nuggets. And if you choose to share some of your information, you'll get more Nuggets. Once you have tokens, you can use them to buy products and services with merchants across the Nuggets ecosystem, right? And I think this is very, very important because, let me show you in just a second here. So recently in the Nuggets newsletter, they announced that JD.com was partnering with Nuggets, the platform, right? And that's a big deal, guys, because JD.com is the third largest internet company in the world. Let's jump over really quickly to, if you just search what is JD.com and go to Wikipedia, you'll see that it was established. I'll jump over to Wikipedia in a second, but just look at these search results. JD.com isn't the next Amazon of China. It's the next dang of, and you can go through and it shows you how big of a market they have. They've got $2 billion in payables, so they're a massive, massive company, guys. And just look through some of these. They're poised to even take on Alibaba. They're poised to take on a lot of other companies because they're such a massive company. And just jumping over to Wikipedia really quickly over here, right? It's a Chinese company, so obviously in the U.S. we don't hear too much about this because they're headquartered in Beijing. But they were founded in 1998. They went public and online with their B2C platform in 2004. And they have grown ever since, right? You could look at the history and the timeline of the company. JD.com spins off JD Finance and raises $2.1 billion in capital finance. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. This is a solid company, and they are backing NuggetsLife because they see the potential. And I think that's a huge opportunity for Nuggets because they're partnering with one of the largest e-commerce companies in the world to implement this platform in that environment, right? And then they're going to move to other retail services, other e-commerce companies to employ the same technology on those platforms as well. So very, very important, guys, that they got this partnership. And I think this is one big reason why I'm bullish on Nuggets as well, because they already have their foot in the door with some massive e-commerce players that will help them to integrate their solution into their existing environment. So I think that's very, very important, guys. One other thing is that Nuggets picked up the ICO of the Week accolade from a popular ICO review company, and I'll show you that in just a second here. The future of e-commerce is here. We're thrilled to reveal that we've joined forces with Chinese e-commerce giant JD.com. With a huge network and 266 million customers, this is an incredible opportunity to implement Nuggets at a vast scale. And who would have thought they would have come so far so fast? That's another very important point. Why I'm bullish is that they're growing very, very quickly, and they haven't even done their pre-sale yet, right? I mean, you can take that for what it's worth. You can also check out the coverage of Forbes, TechCrunch, CoinDesk on their blog here. I'll put this in the show notes, and you can check it out. A lot of people are bullish on NuggetsLife, and I think that's important as well, because if there's a lot of hype in the market, a lot of positive sentiment in the market, that's a good sign, because right now the cryptocurrency markets are largely driven by hype, by fear of missing out. And people do not want to miss out on a really great opportunity. And I think Nuggets is a great opportunity, and it has some of that hype and some of that news and media to support that from big players, right? From the really big players and big partners, right? So I'm not going to go through this whole blog post, but you can check it out. It touches on some of the articles from Forbes and how data security and GDPR are going to be transformed by NuggetsLife. And I want to jump over to where, the ICO of the week. So if you go to ICObriefing.com, and I'll put this in the show notes as well, you'll see that Nuggets was chosen to be kind of their ICO of the week on their platform, right? So after looking at 155 token announcements, we're choosing Nuggets as our ICO of the week. This is a solid ICO with a great team, a great idea, and a good token economics, right? So every week, ICO Briefing looks at different ICOs, and in this case, it was 155 tokens that they looked at. They chose Nuggets as the number one, their number one pick, because of its potential, because of the solidness of the team, the platform, and the vision. And I think that's also very important, right? When people are promoting it like that, I think that's a very, very good sign. And again, you can go back down into all the details of this, and it'll highlight all of the different advantages that they have and all the positive things that they're doing to drive this vision forward, guys. So again, I mean, I think I've covered the majority of this, but if you guys have any questions, let me know. I am bullish on NuggetsLife. When they allow the ICO to open up, I'm going to be investing in the ICO. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a financial advisor. So please do your own research and do your own research. Talk to your own financial advisor about this. But I personally am bullish on NuggetsLife. I think it's a phenomenal idea. I think it's a phenomenal platform they're trying to build, and I feel like it is a age-old problem ever since the internet that's been trying, that companies have been trying to solve, and they're probably the closest and if not in the best position to solve it, especially with the partnership of JD.com. So guys, I am loving this ICO. I'd love to know your thoughts on this ICO. I'd love to know what you guys think. Join their Telegram if you want to get more answers and have questions about the ICO. They'll answer that right away. I've already joined it, and they respond very, very well. Also, like always, go check out their Reddit. Go check out their Bitcoin Talk profile, because I think that's very enlightening and shows you, a lot about, what people are starting to think about the platform. I'm not going to do it in this video, but I urge you to do that. But I think this is a great opportunity, guys. There's so many of these good opportunities going on, but there are not too many that I find that are very, very solid opportunities. I think Nugget is another very, very solid opportunity, like others I've reviewed in the past, like Crowd Machine, like SyncFab, like a number of others that I've reviewed in the past, because I think the opportunity is massive. Even if you have $100, $200, I mean, the opportunity is massive. In a year, 2 years, 3 years, as we go down the road of ICOs, as cryptocurrency grows, these are going to keep building out, and the money you invest now is going to grow over time. And so I urge you to take a hard look at this. And again, do your own research, but take a hard look at this one, because I think this one's a good one, guys. Anyway, I'm Dan from CryptoCamacho.com. I hope this was beneficial. I hope this was useful for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking on that little red box below the video here. If you haven't, I will update you daily on new ICOs, on new tips and tricks. But again, I'm Dan from CryptoCamacho.com, and I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Love to know what you think. Leave me a comment and let me know. See you guys.